Hello, Jerry Cunningham again. These are the assignments of practice exercises for week 1. A little bit hard to see on the video, but anyway, we start on page 73, exercise 1.4.41 from the book Foundations in Mathematics. We're having problems from both books this week, but this is where we start. Now, most of these problems are just addition and subtraction. Most places here on this first page on 73, it actually shows the operation plus or minus, and I'm assuming you guys can do those just fine. Just like I mentioned before, align your decimal points, and that's how you can keep them straight so you know whether you need to carry or borrow. Let's see, then we get on to the second part of this on page 74. Let's take, for instance, 1.9.57, and it reads, subtract 20,663 from the difference of 500,023 and 95,225. So do you remember when we talked about this from the what I called the decoder ring? Just flash that onto the display again for a minute. So we're talking about subtract from and the difference, and those both imply subtraction. So what is this sentence saying, and where do we put the numbers? Subtract 20,666. Well, that sounds like you got to subtract that from something. So what goes on top? And the difference of one and another number means the first number subtracted by the second number. So we start with 523,150. Again, align that decimal point right here. The next number is 95,225, again with the decimal point. And we're subtracting that to find out the difference. So that's the second part of this sentence. And then we need to go back and read the first part again, and it says subtract 20,666 from that result. So from the difference of those two numbers. So this will help us find the difference of those two numbers, and then what we need to do is subtract the 20,663. I'll go ahead and work through this, even though I'm guessing that you'd be fine on your own working through it once you're able to set it up. A lot of the problem in word problems in mathematics is just figuring out what to set up to get to the equation, and sometimes I'm satisfied if you get that far, which you will. This class will help you read word problems and make sense of them and put together the mathematical equations. Okay, so to start with, we're subtracting 5 from 0. That doesn't work really well, so we're going to borrow. So we're going to make that a 4, okay? So instead of 5 tens, now we have 4 tens, and we move one of those tens over here and make this a 10. 5 from 10 is 5. 2 from 4 is 2. Okay, we have a problem again where we're trying to subtract 2 from 1. So we're going to have to make that 11. So we go over to the next place value, and we subtract 1 from that, make that 2 thousandths, and we bring that other number back over here, and now we're subtracting 2 from 11, which is 9. Okay? Now again, we have to subtract 5. That's not going to work either, so we need to go to the left again. We borrow 1 from that 2, that becomes a 1, and this becomes 12. So now we're taking 5 from 12, we can do that, and we get 8. No, 7. I mostly use calculators and Excel, so it's a little hard to go back to the doing this by hand, which is good because I'm asking you guys to do that too. So now we have a 5 from a 9. In this case, since there's no other number to the left of 9, we can just take 9 from this combined number, which is 51. So 9 from 51 should give you something close to 42. Right? So if we go the other way, we add 5 and 5, we get 10, bring that 1 down or carry it down. We get 2 plus 1 that we carried is 5. Then we get 9 plus 2 is 11, so we put 1, we carry that over. And then we have that 1 plus the 7, which would make 8, plus 5, which would make 13. There's our 3, and we carry 1. And then we have 2 plus 9, which gives us 11, plus 1 is 12. And that gives us another 1 to carry, and we'd have 4, I'll carry it down here. So 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay, so we checked our answer there. So the difference between 500,023, 150, and 95,225, the difference is 427,925. Okay, now it says subtract 20,663 from that result. That's the result. Now we subtract the 20,663. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 minus 6 doesn't really work real well, so we're going to borrow over here. That becomes an 8. We put 1 there. We got 12. 6 and 6 make 12. So 12 minus 6 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. 7 minus 0 is 7. And then we have 42 minus 2, which is 40. Okay, so we are left with the number 407,262. Okay, that gets us through most of the problems in the fundamentals of mathematics. Now let's take a look at the assignment inside Math and Society. This one gets a little more complex, and I would highly recommend that you read the section that was assigned for this week, which starts like in page 319 in Math and Society, and goes up